Hey guys, Hop here. I am in West Virginia to shoot the Moons Out 2025 night vision match put on by Forgotten Weapons. Actually, currently I'm in Virginia, stone's throw away from the border. The match is just on the other side of the border in West Virginia at the Echo Valley Training Center. Today is day 2. We shot 5 stages last night. We're shooting 5 stages tonight, and I'm going to go over my loadout for the match. So if the first rule of a gunfight is to have a gun, the first rule of a night vision match is to have night vision. Last year I did not have night vision. I had a Psionics Opsin.
You know you have a wire like sticking up pretty tall.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm using exactly the same helmet setup as last year. This is the OpsCore Super High Cut Bump. This is one of their newest helmets. It falls in between the OpsCore Carbon Bump and the classic Fast Bump in terms of price and features. The helmet cover is the OpsCore helmet cover specifically for their helmets. I've tried a couple other ones and they don't seem to fit this super high cut version of the bump helmet. So standard OpsCore one does have some nice cable routing. The counterweight pouch is the TNVC Mohawk. There's the different versions for different styles of battery packs or counterweights. This one I think is the PVS 31 battery pack version, which is very wide, and it fits the battery pack for my Lowlight Innovations LLUL 21. This is a ultralight 3D printed binocular night vision housing. The tubes in there are some super ancient Omni 4s that I've had for a very long time. I bought them, they were my second set of night vision, I think, ever. And yeah, they may be about 20 years old based on when Omni 4 specs were active, but they're still Gen 3. They still work pretty well. I definitely can't see as well as the guys with thin-filmed white Foss or unfilmed brand new L3 tubes, but I'm doing a lot better than I was last year because I have 2 eyeballs and I have real night vision instead of a digital camera strapped to my face. I'm still trying to record every single stage from the first person, so I'm using a Grec X night vision recorder. This is a lot better than the Unobtainium Gear Anvers night vision recorder that I've tried to use in the past. The footage is better, it's easier to use. It's still not great though. It's not a great experience. You have a little camera thingy floating in your eyeball that likes to touch your eyelashes or bump your ear pro, so it's not the most enjoyable experience, but hopefully it allows you guys to see what the matches look like from the first person. Nothing else on this helmet has really changed since I made a video about it, so go ahead and check out that video if you'd like to know more. But we've got a Neurotos low stow mount and Otto noise barrier tack headset on the Otto arms. And finally, I've got my task light, which is the Streamlight Sidewinder stock. There is a rule in Moons Out that you can only use red task lighting in between stages, so this has a very low output red light that I can use to load mags and eat snacks while I wait for other people to shoot. Up next, a night vision match demands a night vision gun, and for lack of a better idea, I decided I was going to use night vision AK this year. So this is my Palmetto State Armory PSAK 104 American Bastard. I've done a video about this, but I'm continuing to shoot it, continuing to mess around with it. Last time you saw it, it had Midwest Industries furniture, and then it had Magpul furniture for a minute while I waited for this stuff to arrive. This is a Texas Weapon Systems handguard and dogleg optics railed dust cover. We shot the first 5 stages of the match last night. We're going to shoot the last 5 stages tonight, so I don't want to give any spoilers because if this video goes out today, some people could see it who have not yet shot the stages, so I don't want to spoil anything for them if they haven't seen those stages yet. Also, we'll just be doing a video about how this gun did at the entire match later on. So, no spoilers, but short version, the setup is we have a US Night Vision or 3EIR DIR-V, so a VCSEL, very powerful VCSEL-based illuminator, standard co-aligned Viz and IR lasers, extremely low profile unit with a button on the back to activate it, so you don't really need to use a tape switch dedicated to the device. One of the only ways that I know of to really get night vision on an AK without completely compromising the ergonomics. You may notice that this looks extremely similar to Brassfack's night vision AK setup. Turns out he pretty much nailed it. I can't think of a better way to do it than this. The optic is the MRO HD, the same one that I used last year for Moons Out. Kind of my good luck charm. Last year my laser was not very useful, so I shot most of the match passive through an MRO HD, and it was actually decent, so why mess with success? For a change of pace, I'm trying out some Bulgarian steel reinforced polymer mags instead of P mags. So aside from the mags, 100% of this AK is American, all American accessories. That's kind of a fun way to do it. Also, this suppressor is the Wolfpack Disruptor 30, which was made in West Virginia, so it's coming home. That's pretty cool. Anyway, look for a video coming up soon about how the TWS furniture and this AK performed at the match. I don't want to get into spoilers, but is the word catastrophe a spoiler? Up next, the chest rig. Last year I used a 2-layer battle belt system. I took the pistol mag pouches and pistol holster off of my Defense Mechanisms battle belt, and I just used the 2 rifle pouches, dump pouch, and then I had an IFAK on the back. The nice thing about the battle belt is that it's a low profile way to carry a couple mags, and it's very fast to reload from. The downside is that for me, battle belts really get in the way of layering, like, putting a jacket on over a battle belt sucks, putting it on under a battle belt sucks even worse. So this year I thought, you know what, I'd rather just do a chest rig. I didn't have any ready-to-go chest rigs that were set up for use with AK mags, so I just bought this Ace-Tac Gear SOP micro chest rig because it was on Amazon and it had 2-day shipping. This thing actually comes with a fair number of add-on pouches. It comes with a pair of expander wing pouches as well as a medical dump pouch. And I stripped all that stuff off because really I'm just shooting a match. This is very much gamer gear, the same way that my battle belt was set up in a very like gamer fashion. This is exactly what I need for the match and nothing else. This is not like a real loadout. It's also pretty goofy looking with 2 AK mags just sitting there in the middle of the chest rig. This chest rig comes with a 3-mag cell which fits AR mags, and you can cram AK mags in there, but once you have 3 mags in there, the tab and the extra width of the mag makes it really, really difficult to remove. So you basically have to overcome a lot of retention, and on something that's just hanging loose on your body, not easy. You're pretty likely to just pull the entire chest rig and the magazines up into your chin. And if you're really unlucky, you'll pull out 2 magazines at the same time. So I swapped the 3-mag cell for the 2-mag AK cell that has a little bit more of a gap. So now I can get the magazines out. Downside is now I'm only carrying 2 extra magazines. However, these stages have a lot of movement and physical challenges and not a ton of shooting, not like super high round count. So it's very rare to go to the 3rd magazine. I think last year I only went to my 3rd mag maybe once. This year I may have done it once last night. I may do it, once tonight. Pretty uncommon to shoot more than about, 30 to 40 rounds in a stage. As far as patches go, we've got Possums of Hazard, always obscenely based. We've got Venture Surplus, the sponsor of this channel in today's video, and we've got the Derp Nova Brass Facts patch because unfortunately Brass Facts couldn't make it. Nova's not in the best health right now, so 1 like equals 1 prayer for Nova. Auxiliary gear, we've got a pair of knee pads and gloves. You always need this stuff, very, very important. If you ever are on an active range and you need to take a knee, you may find yourself kneeling on the upturned mouth of a spent cartridge, and it turns out those are very sharp. I once took a core sample out of my kneecap with a 9mm casing, so I basically try to wear knee pads all the time. These are the Arc'teryx kneecaps. I've had these for a long time. I used these last year, and I also bought a 2nd pair just because I like them. And as far as gloves go, classic mechanics in woodland camo to match my chest rig and my jacket, because I'm nothing if not a fashionista. Even thin, relatively breathable gloves like classic mechanics still keep your hands a little bit warmer when the temperatures drop. And that's certainly nice. Also, you protect your hands in case you gotta climb obstacles or mess with range objects. Also, they help to keep cancerous gun particles off of your hands so that after the stage you can take your glove off and then eat your snacks without giving yourself cancer. Up next, my cold weather layering system, or as they used to call it back in my day, clothes. This segment is brought to you by Venture Surplus, our beloved longtime sponsor. I got most of these clothes from Venture Surplus. So this is the Grid Fleece waffle topper, but this is a very special version because it is the Frog flame-resistant organizational gear. I think this was a U.S. Marine Corps surplus. So this color, this is like coyote tan, I think, which is whatever the Marine Corps likes to use, rather than the khaki color of the usual waffle top that you see. This is a fancier version of the waffle topper, but it basically does exactly the same thing. This is a really excellent intermediate layer, and because the Grid Fleece is on the inside of the jacket, if you take out your outer layer, you still have quite a lot of insulation from this jacket. That was something I thought I might have to do last night because I was expecting it to be fairly warm, and I thought if I'm moving around I might take off my rain layer. Didn't end up doing it, but if I had to, I would still stay relatively warm. I have a thermal shirt for my base layer. This is from Venture Surplus as well. I think this is Milliken. I don't know if it's Marine Corps or Army, but whatever. It's brown. Just basic thermals. I also brought thermal pants, but I didn't need them, and I'm not going to wear them tonight either. The pants that I'm wearing are Quiu Attack soft shell pants. Very expensive pants, but they are soft shell, so they're very warm. And also, they sell these in tall people sizes. It's not easy to find pants in tall people sizes, and it's really hard to find soft shell pants in tall people sizes. So this is a much warmer pair of pants than something like, cargos or whatever. But you can still unzip the vents to get a little bit of breathability. and zip them back up when you're standing around between stages to stay warm. Perhaps my favorite piece of gear, one of my favorite pieces of surplus ever, is this woodland jacket. This is a Tac Ops 2 parka. I actually bought this from Venture Surplus probably like a year or two before they started sponsoring me. They have never restocked ever since then. People are always asking like, hey, what's that jacket? Where's it from? Tac Ops 2 parka. It's from Venture Surplus. They don't make them anymore. They're pretty hard to find. But if you want something similar, you know, a hard shell wind and rain layer, there's all sorts of parkas and like rain gear still on Venture Surplus. They're just not going to look this good because they're not going to have Woodland M81 drip. This is a pretty bulky jacket, so I'm actually wearing this on the outside of my chest rig, and if I'm really cold, I can zip it up around my chest rig, and then I look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and then unzip it and run the match. I have access to my chest rig right through the middle. Also, you are required to retain magazines in Moons Out matches, and I don't have a dump pouch unlike last year, so I'm actually just using the big old pocket on the side as my dump pouch. Works pretty good. Last but not least, footwear. These are 511, I want to say AT mid boots. They are the waterproof version, which also makes them a lot warmer. So, warm pair of boots, decent ankle support, good traction on the bottom. Also, they're waterproof. I was expecting a little bit of rain, so that could come in handy tonight. Otherwise, I don't know, these are just kind of my go-to outdoor boots. My biggest fear when shooting matches like this is that I'm gonna eat shit and die while trying to like climb a relatively innocuous obstacle, so having good tread is definitely called for. Alright, that's all for now, guys. Gear loadout for Moons Out 2025 with Forgotten Weapons. Unfortunately, no Luke here this year, no Brass Facts here this year, just me riding Jason Derulo. Stay tuned, we're going to have a video talking about how this Night Vision AK with Texas Weapon Systems furniture did with the match, and also a match breakdown. Maybe those will be in the same video, they might be separate videos, not totally sure. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, check out the links in the video description. Leave me a comment if you have any questions, and I will see you next time.